seen a Reinhardt out of Milo, so they're going to throw him over to the Winston role. Instead, they're going to have Gods be able to sit behind him, as well as the two supports out of Pooks and Dummy. And Seagull, of course, is going to be on the Zarya. So they still have the two tanks set up. And Gods is actually being pressured towards his direction. I think he's just trying to bait them in a little bit, too, because he can obviously just dash away back towards his team. But you can see them kind of on opposing sides. Still looking for that first pick, but the big difference is this Reaper out of Eska.
Yeah, Litation as well is just trying to tease at the backside of Energy here as well. They have Enigma, of course, as well, playing that Tracer role. Gods is hitting a lot of shots here, a lot of early shots, a lot of shots to force Lunatic back, but now he's caught away from the rest of his team. Energy went for the disengage while Gods was still a little bit overextended. He gets picked off by Litation.
Yeah, that's actually a little bit of a mistake out of them, and he doesn't have the mobility. Like you said before in the last map, McCree's need to be babysitted a little bit, and when you run away from your supports, you run away from your tanks, well, this is going to happen. And honestly, I like the McCree pick. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because if he can catch Litation, if he can get him with the flashbang, those are really easy kills. Even Eska, he could have a relatively easy time on it. It comes down to Enigma really trying to combo well with Seagull to hit these Graviton Surge, post-bomb combos. But also, we do have a Winston out of Lunatic. They have Miro, who's going to be trying to dive into the backline against Pooks and Dummy. So Dummy really needs to hit these sleep darts, or Energy really need to be careful to protect their supports.
Again, something about bringing McCree in as well. There's a lot of people that need to be protected. There's a whole hierarchy of importance in terms of who needs protection and babysitting now. But Energy making the way through. God's taking a lot of damage. This flank from Litation is very effective. You can see that he's constantly keeping the squishy targets low. And then when Eska wants to walk in and do damage, he just walks up and does it there. 2 kills for him. Seagull going to take himself down with the right click to try and get himself out of trouble. And Litation was also there. The flanking from Lunatic High, especially Litation, is so scary. And then Eska just breaks down the front door when it comes to getting the nano boost.
The thing is, that wasn't even like a sneaky play at all. That was just Energy kind of stuck in a corner and being attacked from 2 different directions. They didn't really know where to go from there. They didn't know really where to bounce from that position. But knowing the nano boost is now down, they have the advantage. Gods is trying to sneak off by himself to look for a Dunai, which can be really risky if he gets caught out, especially now that they know he's here. But Miro's already taken out by Seagull. Seagull and actually Milo already going down. I'm really surprised considering they had ultimates ready to go. They didn't have the sound barrier just yet, but they had the amount of healing that they needed to make that work.
Yeah, both offensive ults were used on the side of Lunatic High there as well. It was a Death Blossom and there was also a Pulse bomb that went down. Okay. So a fair bit, committed by Lunatic High to dealing with only 2 players in Energy now. We'll have to see if it's going to be worth it. They use a sound barrier now, but so does Energy, and Milo's going to come forward. It was an Earthshatter to get 2. That's 2 for the price of 1 there with the Fire Strike. It's a clearance sale, and now Milo's going to make his way on towards the point. Enigma's going to be there. He finds Eska off towards the side, and that's definitely an important thing to be dealing with first and foremost. Eska has been such a thorn in the side of Energy so far. Litation won't be able to hang around for long. A little bit of stall, he's be happy with that one. The point's going to flip back, but it's going to be an overtime.
Yeah, and they use basically all their support ultimates, so all their defensive ultimates, the Earthshatter coming through. They have the Ground Surge and Pulse Bomb combo, so if you can use this and somehow get Milo up a lot of ult percent with off the back of it, with him swinging away in the Graviton Surge, you will have another re-attack. You will have be able to recycle some ultimates into the mix of this one, but Lunatic High are spreading out decently well, and Enigma's not really able to get in there. They're actually fighting off the point here, which could be a big mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it's dangerous. Energy need to be on the point. They've got no choice at this stage. They're pretty much in overtime here. They have 20%. That's all well and good, but if Lunatic High flip it back, there'll be only a few seconds for Energy to go for the retake here. Eska finds Milo to start things off. Litation gets a double there. Not even with the Pulse Bomb, just goes in with the Pulse Pistols, and then Dean just going to chase up. He's taking responsibility for clearing out Pooks here, but now he's going to have a few more things on his plate to deal with. It's going to be a shield over towards Miro. Dean and Miro combining nicely. Overtime's going to tick down. Lunatic High, a very strong showing here on this first point. And I'd be lying if I said I was really surprised.
Even Dean there. Definitely out of him. But yeah, honestly, that was really confusing at the end too. I think Energy were just a little bit lacking in communication. Like, Seagull had Graviton Surge for quite a long time, and Enigma was ready to go with the Pulse Bomb. The problem is they got separated at some point. Enigma got chased off to the side, I think that was by Miro and Dean. And then Seagull ended up popping off the Graviton Surge, but not having the Pulse Bomb ready to go. It wasn't in the right place. But then again, you can also credit Lunatic High to really separating the team, but also staying smart enough spread apart that Seagull doesn't have a good opportunity to capture the majority of you inside the Graviton. But they didn't really have a good response to Eska being nano boost on the Reaper. He had a Zarya to back him up with, he had Lucio for speed. They didn't really, they had a flashbang and a sleep dart. And that's just not enough, because you need to burst through that shield and you have to really deal with him in another direction.
Well, already one down there. You could see that Seagull was starting to rally their troops a little bit in the booth, try and fire them up, but man, really not getting much of a taste of glory there. Energy struggling. This constant aggression, this relentless aggression coming out from Lunatic High definitely is testing Energy. It's going to be exhausting to play up against this for any long period of time, whereas for Lunatic High, it's as natural as breathing. Now you can see the Gods Force back away very early on. He's going to be playing the Reaper on this particular round. Enigma on the Tracer yet again. So the standard composition for Energy here on King of the Hill.
Yeah, but Gods has switched this time. Instead of playing the McCree, he's playing the Reaper because they realize you have a lot of up-close and personal skirmishes. The problem for Milo is he's not able to keep his shield up really. there's just so much damage coming his way, but it looks like with Dummy getting the initial kill on Elitation somehow on Ana versus Tracer, and God's taking on Miro as he's playing the Winston diving into the backside. NRG will snowball this fight and take the first point.
Dummy's still down here, so he's not going to be able to hang around after the fight to give it that little bit of healing that's going to give him a bit more of a boost towards his nano boost. And as a result, Rouge Hong's going to have his one first. Now, with the extra 20% charge up time with Ana, we get these fights. Right? We get the first fight where one Ana has the nano boost and one doesn't, and it could be significant. After that point, not really that significant, but here you can see it's being used straight away. Rouge Hong is going to let that one go down. It might have even gone towards Miro, if I'm not mistaken, but Eska now going to go over towards God. He's caught on a Graviton Surge. Pulse Pump comes out, but Eska's not going to be affected. He was in shadow form. Enigma still gets 2 kills off the back of that regardless. And Gods is able to clean up on towards Eska, and the rest of Lunatic should fall here.
Yeah, they have a great counter to Miro. I mean, they finally have the Reaper, so whenever Miro jumps in and feels comfortable, well, you're not really going to have the opportunity to stay alive too long when God's just able to train this much damage onto you. You have to wonder necessarily what Lunatic is going to switch up. They seem more than comfortable to stick with the Winston. They used the nano boost on Miro last time to actually shove them back to force them off the point, and then it was able to, or allowed him to charge up his ultimate in the midst of this one, but he just didn't use the Primal Rage. There was no point.
You see, playing Reaper often a very flicky experience because a lot of Reaper players actually hold down mouse 1 and just sort of figure out the cadence and timing of when the shots actually come in and the damage, so they get the best fire rate possible, but also try to hit all the shots that they can. God, speaking of which, gets himself 2. The nano boost is going to help him out a little bit there to do the damage that was required, but still, Elitation, no chance for him to get anywhere near close to the shrine at all. Energy dominating here, 70% to 0. Sleep Dart comes in, but I don't think Rouge Hong's going to be allowed to do much more. He does kill Enigma though. A quick combo comes out. Not bad, but only the 1 kill for him, and again, Energy get the cleanup. And
now Lunatic runs into the same problem Energy had. What do you have to stop Gods? You have Eska to maybe pick up the kill in the 1v1 battle, which is going to be extremely difficult, but you don't really have any CC besides the Sleep Dart to stop him from pulling off these death bosses in the middle of your team. Even just being nano boosted, just going on for the regular attacks. But we're at 92% here. Lunatic, they have to get the point. They do have the nano boost. It's going to go straight onto Eska. He gets pulled into the middle of the Graviton Surge. He pops his ultimate in the midst of this one, so he actually can't Wraith form out of it, but it still doesn't matter because Lunatic had picked up 4 kills.
Yeah, Elitation was free at the Graviton. He was able to flank around the side. It looks like Energy was so preoccupied with Lunatic and how they were caught in the Graviton that they missed Elitation working around from the edges. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a pulse bomb in there from that Tracer player. Weird use of ult there from Eska. But to be fair, that sometimes works out. You know, when the enemy team tries to capitalize close range damage off the back of the Graviton Surge just to add more damage to the pot, and you're using a nano boosted death loss in there, you kill people with 1 tick.
Well, he also actually used it right before the Graviton Surge went off, so he actually got pulled into it expecting to kind of fly into the point and take down anyone that was there. But somehow his people were still too close to that Graviton Surge, and then he still ended up picking up 2 kills.
I'll still be happy with that one there as well. Once he got loose of it, he was able to do work. Now Energy, though, wanting to just re-establish control at this point. Enigma, oh dear, looking for Toby, but can't quite find him. A little bit hard to hit the Lucio sometimes. God's going to be spinning his way through and breakdancing on the point. The Death Blossom getting in, 2 kills, and then Milo finds Toby. Eska, though, able to make the great escape on towards Enigma, but still is going to have the entirety of Energy to deal with. Still 5 players up for the American squad, and there will be the Biotic Grenade to finish the job here. God's now pressuring on towards Miro, who jumps in with the Primal Rage.
And actually really surprised to see Enigma not focusing down on Rouge Hong, trying to take down the supports. Instead they're trying to focus his Primal Rage nano boosted win, so you're not going to kill him in time. And this allows Lunatic to have another attack. They have a Graviton Surge, just going to pull it down, but only catches on to Milo.
That was a little bit hasty from Dina. I understand that time is of the essence here now that we're in overtime, but still, he maybe could have saved that one a little bit longer and waited for the rest of Energy to be there. Still, Miro gets on towards Seagull, so the Zarya is down for Energy, and it looks like Lunatic might have control here. Energy just have to back away and go for another fight if they can. Yeah, Milo puts to sleep, then killed straight after. Enigma kills himself, probably goes over the edge, and even Poops can't get away.
I'm still wondering how Rouge Hong is just never being pressured in the back of Xana. I'm trying to watch his health bar to see if he's ever actually attacked, and it relatively stays at full health the entire time. And you have to kind of wonder where Enigma's actually focusing on. So we saw a couple of times he was trying to take the tanks down. He was trying to actually work in conjunction with Gods to take down the beefier targets. But maybe some things need to be switched up here. We're at 60% for Lunatic when Energy had 99%, and in overtime when Miro was able to keep it in contention. Energy going back in the attack. They have the pulse bomb, they have the wombo combo ready to go. They even have a nano boost here. This is everything in their favor. But if Enigma dies, this is going to be huge.
Quick recall there to avoid the damage. He's able to survive that one. Sleep Dart from Rouge Hong not getting the kill. But Eska coming into the backline here. It is going to be the Death Blossom coming out, but a well-timed sound barrier here for Energy. It's going to keep them alive a little bit longer. Dummy falls, then Enigma gets 2. Milo finds the Taser, and now Eska's going to do it on his own.
Milo actually used the Earth Shatter inside the Winston bubble, so it hit absolutely nothing, which allowed Eska to survive for this long. But with him actually going down finally towards the end with Pooks, Energy are going to tie this thing up at 1 apiece. That could have been a major mistake. And a great retake here out of Energy when things looked really grim.
Okay, Jason, now we've got a game on our hands. Energy recovering quite nicely after a bit of a sloppy showing on towards Sanctum. Right on your screen there, Seagull, of course, on Zarya duty for the most part of this map. Obviously, bit of a tracist, still often called. It's true. We do normally see Enigma go and pick that one up there as well, and he's quite a strong tracer indeed, so it's the way that NRG usually like to work it. And this time, Esker getting shut down a little bit more, and you have to say, it's good to see the Reaper out from Gods instead of the McCree, who just struggled to be able to live that fantasy that McCree players want.
I don't even think it was 100% the fact that he was getting focused down. It's just they also didn't have a response to Miro on the Winston. They didn't have a response to that Winston just jumping in towards the back, disrupting the support so you can't heal your front lines. But we're going to go back into this one. I was expecting maybe Bastion actually picked out of one of the teams to kind of set up behind a Reinhardt shield because we know the NRG can be going for that. But it looks like we're not going to be seeing that happen, unfortunately.
No, AF Blue, unfortunately, out of this tournament. That would probably be them to pick that one up, if anyone. Some of the Chinese teams go for it as well, but it's a little bit gimmicky still, Jason. Doesn't quite really hold water, I think.
Well, we saw as well here, Lunatic had to even try to fight in the high ground, so it wouldn't have worked out at all. But in the meantime, they're actually all on top of the point. It's going to unlock in just a few seconds. And Eska is just trying to hold him off on the side. Look at this. He's not really being focused down too much. He's able to Wraith form, get healed back up by his team. Like some good coordination of Rouge Hong and Toby. And so far, no one's gone down. It's finally Pooks is able to get Lee Jae-hong.
Yeah, Litaejun falls to Pooks, and now Enigma just going to have to back up a little bit more. Has himself a pulse pop, but yeah, needs to recall out of this one. Eska's going to be able to chunk him down to size yet again. One more shot from Eska would do the job. Enigma hangs on, though. Nicely done. NRG, they're getting cut down off towards the back of the fight, though, but Pooks gets a quick sound barrier. This is going to help Enigma actually be able to duel out against Eska, and he gets him finally. Recall comes in, gets him a little bit more health. Now, Enigma, his Predator, I guess, has been removed from the map. Now he can work a little bit more around the sides. He needs a pulse bomb directly on towards Dean here. That would be good, but looks like the pistols might just be enough to get it done. Enigma doing a lot of work in this fight, and he's staying alive. That's even more important. Eventually, Taijun finds him, but NRG have done well. The problem was, though, is that Lunatic captured the point initially, and NRG contested it for a long time, but couldn't flip it. So Lunatic get 40% on that one, and NRG haven't touched it properly yet.
Yeah, really unfortunate for them that they contested a little bit earlier on because Lunatic had all their teammates on the actual point. But they're coming back in. They still have Seagull, sitting onto the Zarya. Now again, still in the Reinhardt. They're just going to run straight towards the point. It's not actually going to be anyone home when they knock on the front door. Miro again coming in from the back, being very smart about how he enforces these engagements. Doesn't let NRG get comfortable at all. And Gods needs to hits these shots.
Yeah, I mean, he's missed a couple of those. That's going to force him to back away there as his opponent was just a little bit ahead of the damage race here. God's actually going to have to back away entirely. The rest of NRG get cut down very rapidly there. Miro and Toby actually really coming to the fore and looking to chase for this kill now. They'll make sure that NRG can't really reinforce this one easily.
Graviton came in.
Either an error or Seagull switching off Zarya here. I'm not sure why
I don't think that was a switch. I think that was like a... I thought we were going to go in from this one.
No follow-up there at all. It was a Graviton used for essentially nothing. And NRG weren't really doing anything on the point, so it wasn't like they were trying to keep Lunatic in place. We'll call that a misplay for the sake of argument here. And now time's running out. 7% remains for Lunatic to take this point. They've got some key ults in play, and Eska's going to come forward. He's going to try and cut NRG down before they can even get there. But there was no Zarya shield available because Dean was already dead, and Eska got CC'd midway through that. He only actually doesn't even get one kill at all. Both Tracers though are chipping in quite nicely. Enigma again looks like he needs to stand up for his team.
He's rich by himself, but there's a pulse bomb in him and Toby trade kills. Litaejun trying to take down the back line. He's going straight for Dummy here, trying to take this Anna out of the equation. The sound barrier does come in, does keep them alive a lot longer out of Pooks. And Gods, he's actually on the point. He's fighting. He's been nano boosted. He's just unable to pick up any kills.
Yeah, and nano boost though still going to be good to have in the back pocket for NRG. Gods eventually finds Rouge Hong actually going on towards the McCree in this fight. Very interesting pickup for him. Litaejun survives, but the rest of his team does not. He should eventually be cut down, and there it is. Gods finds him. Fan the Hammer and Biotic Grenade combine to get rid of the Tracer.
And finally, NRG are paying a little bit more attention to Rouge Hong. They're focusing down more with Gods and Enigma instead of before, where Enigma was more focused on taking Eska out of the equation, go for the big damage dealer of their team, even though Litaejun is actually doing a hell of a lot himself. But Lunatic back in the attack, only 20% energy. They have to hold on to this multiple times, multiple different waves of Lunatic coming back in. But they're back at the point here. Gods have the shield to protect him, and Dummy picks up a double. That had to have been a Biotic Grenade.
Perfect stuff from him. The pickup is real. He gets himself 3 kills here. May not have any more, but that was a little bit like Unco yesterday on the side of Rogue with 4 kills on Gibraltar. Beautiful stuff from Dummy from long range. Of course, Anna is still a sniper, and she still hurts.
And NRG didn't use any ultimates either. That's the big key there. They're able to actually start to build up some good combos. Seagull's only at 58%, but Gods is getting really close to his Deadeye, and Dummy is getting close to his Nano Boost, which they're going to need because Rouge Hong's going to have it for Eska. The question comes into, when is he going to use it? If he gets focused down before he can pull it off, then Eska has no chance of really getting a Nano Boost off in the middle of the point.
Eska's lucky to be alive there, I'll be honest now. Sleep Down went in from Rouge Hong. I don't think it connected onto anyone now. The Nano Boost is going to come in though as well. I think it was actually Miro to benefit from that one, but hard to see. There's a slight spec bug there, but God's going to be forced back, taken down. Toby finds him in the end, but Milo's going to respond. He finds Miro. He gets rid of the Nano Boost to Winston in the fight, and now it's going to be Litaejun to fall. Enigma's still alive as well. He finds Esker at the end of that fight. And Ru Jae-hong tries to back away with a sleep dart, but it's not going to be enough. And NRG starting to find some control. They're building up some momentum here, Jason. 76% on the clock, and they've got some decent ults to work the next fight with.
Yeah, they have the Wombo combo, they have the Graviton Surge, they have the Pulse Bomb. It depends on where Lunatic High is going to go for the attack. They have nothing. It's Miro at 87% just to throw himself on top of the point. They're coming in from the actual high ground here to not allow them to get comfortable. And even God's going to have a tough time, but the Graviton Surge comes in, it just connects on a Dean, so Enigma's not going to throw that Pulse Bomb down, but at 93%, we're finally seeing the point contested.
Now they're going to jump on towards Dean and try and pick him up there, but it's going to be a sound barrier used for Lunatic High to keep them a little bit healthier in this fight. Dean benefit from that in a huge way now. Seagull couldn't find him, and now he can chase back on towards him. It's going to be Lunatic High with 3 kills to start the fight with. Esker falls to Enigma, but it's still that 3v5 situation here. Litasian finds Milo, and Lunatic High, the Koreans, taking control yet again. Enigma must lift in this situation. 112 HP to work with here, trying to back away, but it's not going to be enough. He gets taken down. Lunatic High have taken this round back into their own 2-1, but my god, they had to work for it.
Enigma almost got so lucky there at the end too. He threw the Pulse Bomb onto Dean on the Zarya, and he ran into Eska. He got himself a double kill with the Pulse Bomb alone. But there was just still too many people on the point. The focus just wasn't there. The Graviton Surge out of Seagull hit Dean and Dean only, and that Wombo combo could have been enough to solidify that 2-1 lead going into the 4th map on Nepal, but it didn't work out. I think Lunatic High were honestly very smart about that. You have to give them credit to split off their team. They sent, what was it, Anna and Tracer to the high ground, and the rest came through the front, and Mir was able to just jump past. So you're not really able to get a good Graviton Surge off knowing that Seagull had it available, and knowing they had the Wombo combo to end the game. And they won the map for it. Well deserved.
Losing that round could potentially be a backbreaker for NRG as well. We're going to be back toward Shrine, which, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the maps they were able to get the W on, but still. Last chance here for them. It's 2-1 in favour of Lunatic High. One more to force a 5th. But if the Koreans win, it's going to be 2-0 in the series now. Again, compositionally wise, it's going to be Esker on that Reaper. This time, NRG not wasting any time. Gods is going to be on the Reaper. Finds Ru Jae-hong at the start of the fight here. Litasian just trying to isolate Dummy at the beginning. Does find him there. And Dean on towards Gods will allow Lunatic High to fight this one out a little bit longer.
Litasian's playing so well. He's been focusing the right targets every single time. It looks like it doesn't matter here, though, as Milo, Seagull, and Enigma all able to pick up quick kills, but he focuses Dummy. He takes the end out of the equation. It helps give Ru Jae-hong a little bit of ult percent, but with him going down to Gods early on, they lost the advantage that would actually give you. But that's the focus we're not seeing out of NRG. Enigma wants to focus on the damagers. He wants to take Eska down. He wants to get Mira, Dean. He wants to get these ults built up extremely quickly, which is the advantage of attacking tanks, whereas the advantage of attacking the supports is if you kill them, you almost have a one fight.
Nicely done by Enigma there as well. Notice how Tracers use that crouch very frequently while they're fighting, just to avoid the shots coming in from the opposition Tracer. It's a very important little mechanical step that's in there. Speaking of which, is Enigma to find Eska. That's a great way to start off the fight. Huge pick off. Miro's not going to survive long as well. Force back the shield, kept him alive only for a few seconds, enough for him to say goodbye to his loved ones. Now Sound Barrier comes in for NRG just to keep them sort of more durable in this one. Still, Lunatic have been able to punch through most of that overshield, but there will be NRG standing tall here, maintaining the point now to 43%.
Now Litasian's going to die at the end, but not going to care too much since he can rejoin his team in just a few seconds. Ru Jae-hong's have Nana Boost, both Anna's tied and ult. And Gods has his ready to go here too. I'm actually curious where Gods is. From what I can see, he's actually on the point. Instead of trying to be sneaky and trying to catch off the enemy team and pick up like 3-4 kills, he wants to fight with this team. He wants to use this Reinhardt shield to his advantage, not to mention Earth Shatter that can come with it.
See, Pooks has got himself right up on the top of the pillar there as well, just to make sure he can get that AoE utility over towards his team. Look at this Graviton Surge. Well, I think you know what to do if you're Enigma there. You drop a bomb in. But Eska's going to cut through here. Managed to get himself a nano boost with the Death Blossom through. But Gods has one as well. This has forced Esker away. God's still benefiting from that now, but eventually gets cut down. Good timing by Esker to know when that would expire, or at least when he had teammates to help him out in that operation. Gods, with him down, and Miro coming back in towards the point. This should be NRG just push straight off here. They're going to have to completely regroup, but they've got an 85% here on the clock. That's pretty darn good. That's actually the way that Lunatic High have started off most of their winning maps.
Yeah, very good, actually, for them. And even Toby in that last fight with the Sound Barrier that came in, that stopped the Pulse Bomb from comboing in to blow up the entire team. Honestly, well done to just time it correctly, considering you have just a millisecond to time it correctly to make sure you have it up in time. And obviously with the cast animation you have to have and go through. But Lunatic High on the point, Milo. Alright, Milo going to charge straight onto the point and right into a Graviton Surge. I'm not sure exactly why, but they're trying to force ultimates out of Lunatic High.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some time to do that. This is what you're doing during these, next minute or so. Just want to run in and fight. Don't spend ultimates. That'll be a big mistake if you did that. Force Lunatic High to spend their own. Now, if Lunatic High is smart, they can look at them charge up ults here, though, as well. They are maybe spending a couple, but they're going to have a nano boost available. Primal Rage is there. I'd say this might be the time where if you're NRG, you want to go in for them, and you've got a little bit to work with yourself. You'd probably don't want to allow there to be another nano boosted Reaper jumping in with an ult again if you want to retake the point.
And it's so difficult for Gods to help Enigma take down Rouge Hong. I feel like Enigma has like a mental block against him because of the sleep darts that he's been able to hit even against Tracers has been really rough for Enigma to successfully take down the back line. And if he dies, if he gets slept dart, he's going to immediately fall from that one and they're going to be at a man disadvantage. But here we go, Eska being nano boosted back in, trying to focus on Seagull, trying to take the Zarya out of the equation. Enigma still has a good chance to pick up quite a few kills as well as Gods finally chiming on to Dean. So both Zaryas have gone down, but Taejun again, he takes down Dummy.
Yeah, Dummy being out of the picture here is pretty important now. God's responding towards Toby, so it's a 3v3 fight for the most part here. Mirror on the Poot, Enigma on the point. He doesn't know who he's looking for right now. In fact, there's a lot of players for Lunatic out there. Taejun gets knocked down. Perfect way to pick him up there, and Eska's going to run on in. Now, Enigma has a choice. Does he go for Eska, or does he go for the Ana off towards the side? Looks like he opts to try and chase down Eska, but Eska already got healed up. Perhaps Rouge Hong would have been a better target for him now as Enigma's having to recall out. He's very low. He always catches himself on a pillar, gets himself the 200 HP pack, but now's the time. You've got to go off your energy. Lunatic are about to win the game if you don't stop them here.
But Rouge Hong has another nano boost because he wasn't killed in that last fight. He's going to go right in with the help of Eska. The nano boost, the Death Blossom picks up too. The Ground Search is going to come in, yes, not to mention the Pulse Bomb, but Enigma only gets one.
NRG can't recover from that. They lost 3 or 4 in that fight. Those few seconds, their team was pretty much decimated now, and Taejun finds Pooks. Gots to fall, and that should be it here. Lunatic can't take the third stage as well. It's going to be a 2-0 in the series, and they are stepping up in a big way. NRG really trying to brute force through them. It's very, very hard to shake this team, Lunatic High. Cool, calm, and collected. Stone Cold killers as well. Taejun here on that tracer was definitely important. I mean, you see how many times he picked off Dummy in that fight.
I honestly cannot stress that enough, and it's almost to the point of us sounding negative to the side of NRG, but that is his focus, and he does his job so damn well. If you ever take down Dummy, especially with the 20% change in ult charge it comes for Ana, you give yourself such a huge advantage in that fight. You saw there, Rouge Hong had 2 nano boosts, one fight after another. Dummy was nowhere even close to having his ready to go.
Well, in an interesting position we have ourselves in now. First it was Rogue, and now NRG. The Eagles' wings may well be clipped in this next map. As it's 0-2, the North American squad have struggled to really find any weaknesses in